It never ceases to amaze me when I hear something new about a narcissist, or I hear the words out of the mouths of babes about narcissists and things that they are doing. And one of the things I'd like to talk to you today about is when the grandchildren stop seeing the grandchildren. And there could be so many reasons. We'll discuss that. Today, that's our topic. My name is Tracy Malone. I am the founder of NarcissistAbuseSupport.com, a global resource for victims of abuse. I'm an author of a bunch of those books up there, and I am a coach internationally for everyone all over the world. And so today's topic comes to me, oops, that was loud, comes to me if we are thinking about children, and this is prompted by somebody telling me that their children asked, about their grandparents, and they asked, why are grandma and grandpa divorcing us? When they're 6 or 7 years old, they don't know what divorce means, other than somebody might go away, which is how they're equating this. Where did grandma and grandpa go? And again, there's so many different situations. I've helped, couples get away from an abusive parent, and then the grandchildren are cut off. There could be a situation where, that happens, just is we've got to kind of protect ourselves, go no contact. And the consequence to that is that the children no longer see grandparents. And that's the hardest one, because you're making your decision for you and to protect your children, but the children don't understand it, and they don't really understand what's going on. So the other camp, if you would, is when the in-laws get a divorce, and then the in-laws, the other set of grandparents, decides we're never talking to them again. Or an ex-spouse could say, Mom, don't ever talk to them again. And they listen, and they do that. So again, if you're in that situation where you are being kind of forced to abandon your children because your child got a divorce from somebody, that's heart-wrenching. You don't want to give up your grandchildren. I understand that the couples don't always have to get along, but this is grandmother, grandparent, and this is a painful thing. So it's a hard thing for grandparents. It's a hard thing for kids. I'm giving everyone credit here on the difficulty in each one of these situations. None of them are easy. And the children are usually the ones that, if not handled with care and not explained, they are always looking. They're always wondering, where did those nice people go? Depending on how enmeshed their lives were. So many grandparents that sort of have this happen where they're estranged from their grandchildren. The grandparents didn't do anything, and it's circumstance. Again, not getting a divorce, well, we're not going to talk to them again. Or if you're getting a divorce and your child says don't ever talk to them again, the grandparents are being threatened and they don't like it, but they don't have any choice but to comply, and it hurts them so much. Then there's the grandparents who have had a really strong relationship with the grandchildren. Maybe we're the people who took care of them and picked them up from school, or instead of daycare, they babysat for them, and they were happy to do it. And then they suddenly get cut off, right? And you know, this is confusing to the child. And I think the way you explain it to them is going to be vital, because they have to learn that it's not them, and they didn't do anything to do this. And eventually, in time, depending on how old they were, they will forget them. That's just by nature. They will forget. So when you're in that stage and you are trying to explain to the children why they aren't seeing their grandparents, if it's that divorce situation, you can encourage the children to see if, you can see grandma on the other parent's time, and work it in that way versus just don't talk to the children at all. It's heartbreaking. And it has consequences for life when they have that sort of loss. It's an abandonment. They don't understand it. So no matter what your child is going through with the, you know, disappearance of the grandparents, it's how you talk to them. It's how you hold the memory for them that's going to keep them safe, that's going to keep them not internalizing and thinking it's something they've done. And depending on the age of the child, a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 9-year-old does not need any information. And an older child who has had a longer relationship with the parent might need to have a little discussion. And the discussion is really to tell them that they had nothing to do with this and this is not their fault, because they will always think of it as a loss if they had a close relationship. So this is Tracy Malone, just another little wingding topic to talk about today. But when grandma and grandpa are divorcing us, that's what it feels like to the children. So let's try to take care of them. And even if you are in the situation where the children don't see their grandparents, do what you can to comfort the children, because this is a loss and it's probably one of their first big losses. So handle it with kid gloves with the kids. This is Tracy Malone. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon.